Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Taylor. I'm the Deputy Director of the Human Rights Institute here at Georgetown University Law Center. And I'm delighted to see you all here this morning for what I'm sure is going to be an extremely interesting and important series of conversations on human rights in Tunisia. Part of the Human Rights Institute's mission here at Georgetown Law is to bring together prominent human rights advocates, government decision makers, and scholars to talk about important human rights issues. And so we are always extremely happy when we're able to host and co-sponsor events like the one we're having today on human rights in Tunisia, and to have a chance to learn from and ask questions of experts, such as those we're going to have a chance to hear from in the next few minutes, and then also over the course of the day. Before we get started, however, I just want to take a quick minute to extend a very warm welcome on behalf of the Human Rights Institute to the many human rights advocates from Tunisia who are here with us today and who we'll hear from in a little bit, and as well, in addition, all the other panelists who we're fortunate to have with us. And I also want to welcome and say a large word of thanks to the many human rights organizations who've made today's event possible. Specifically, I would like to welcome and say thanks to today's event's co-sponsors, Human Rights First, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International USA, IFEX Tunisia Monitoring Group, and the International Federation for Human Rights. The Human Rights Institute here at Georgetown Law is really delighted to be able to host this conference and to highlight the very important work that you all have been doing on the issue of human rights in Tunisia for a long time. The final thing I'd like to say is that I've been told that people's cell phones are interfering. We're having this event Webcast, so it's on our website, and the interference from cell phones is getting in the way. So if you wouldn't mind turning off your cell phones, that would be terrific. And so with those brief words, I will turn this over and get today's conference started. And again, welcome to you all.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning, everybody. My name is Neil Hicks. I'm the Director of the Human Rights Defenders Program at Human Rights First. I'm here to say a few welcoming words before we start our first panel. And I think, first of all, it's appropriate to thank Georgetown University Law Center for this wonderful venue and for enabling us to hold this event today. The sponsoring organizations have just been listed, so I won't do that again. I do want to single out two people who have really worked very hard to bring together this meeting, Kamal Labidi and my colleague Habib Nassar. This was their brainchild, and they've made it come to fruition, and I think they deserve our thanks for that. Today's conference will focus specifically on Tunisia, but the issues we are going to talk about are, of course, pertinent throughout the world, and especially in that part of the world referred to by this administration as the broader Middle East. Is there an acceptable bargain to be made, trading away basic rights and freedoms in the name of stability? And what are the costs when a government makes that bargain? This is, of course, a familiar argument that we've heard from many governments. We've just heard it recently in Pakistan from President Musharraf. And it's an argument which I think the Tunisian government has been making for the 20 years that we have seen President Ben Ali in office. And this conference, of course, marks the 20th anniversary of the soft coup that brought President Ben Ali to power in 1987. Two of our invited Tunisian guests, Ahmed Rahmouni and Mohamed Abu, were unable to travel from Tunisia. They were blocked by the Tunisian government from leaving to attend this conference. Unfortunately, this is not unexpected. The Tunisian government frequently prevents human rights defenders from traveling to international meetings to discuss human rights conditions in their country. We also know that our Tunisian guests are unable to meet and to speak freely at home, which is one reason why it's important, we think, to give them a platform here in Washington to talk together and to talk to us about the issues in Tunisia. Even when they travel, Tunisians are accustomed to facing harassment from government agents when they speak at public venues. And we would not be surprised if we see some of that harassment today. Unlike the Tunisian authorities, we, the organisers of this conference, value basic rights and freedoms. We have invited a government representative who will address us on one of the panels this afternoon, and there will be discussion from the floor. We hope that everyone who participates in the discussion will address themselves to the issues and that we will have a productive exchange of views. And thank you very much. I will sit down now to moderate the panel.